Matt here, and welcome to my fragrance obsession. I hope you're all having a wonderful evening, morning, day, wherever you are in the world. In tonight's episode, I am going to dwell into a fragrance house that I respect so much, probably more than a lot of other companies out there. And the company is called Jacques Bogart, and they come from France, in Paris. Basically, the house of Jacques Bogart, they were launched around in the 1970s. Their first fragrance came out in the 1970s also, which was known as Bogart. And ever since then, they've always wanted to design very inexpensive fragrances for very affordable prices. That's the great thing about this company. None of their fragrances are like uber expensive, but sadly, fragrances that do get discontinued from this company do unfortunately get expensive. This one is discontinued, but I managed to get it for a very good price. And the fragrance we're going to talk about today, in case none of you have heard of it, it is called Force Majeure. Now, for those who are really into the house of Jacques Bogart, like myself, you will know that they really produce some really amazing fragrances. They produce fragrances based on uniqueness, and fragrances that really are revolutionary. A lot of big mainstream companies have not actually managed to manufacture. They're blended very well, and that's what I really like about this company. Now, this fragrance came out in 1998, so it's not like it's an old fragrance compared to other ones I've reviewed in the past, but it has really been out for a long time. Now, sadly, yes, it is discontinued. It didn't really last that long in the late 90s, nor in the early 2000s. Now, basically, force majeure, it's a French word, of course, and I had to really find out what it meant. And basically, it's more of a saying rather than anything else. It basically means unforeseeable circumstances that prevent someone from fulfilling a contract. And it also means irresistible compulsion, and it also means superior strength. So I don't know whether it's built around superior strength or something irresistible, like irresistible compulsion. I don't know. The name of it is pretty cool. It is a bit of a mouthful. It doesn't exactly roll off the tongue so well. Force majeure. I don't know what it's supposed to mean, but it is a cool name. I mean, it is a pretty cool name. I guess with it being superior strength, I mean, it's not a strong fragrance, so I don't know. I really don't know. Let me know in the comments why you think this fragrance is called Force Majeure. But anyway, yes, let me show you guys the box. Now, I picked this up on eBay. It was brand new, but it has been in storage for a long time, hence why the box is a little bit marked. It's a little bit damaged on the corners as well, as you can see here and on here. But the box, I think, is really cool. It's got this kind of metallic look to it, kind of like a metallic platform sort of thing that I get with it. Force Majeure here in really cool writing. It is embossed. We get Eau de Toilette spray under there, Jacques Bogart Paris, and this is the 30ml bottle. And I picked this up for $19.99 on eBay. Seriously. For a discontinued fragrance, and for being like a fanatic for the Jacques Bogart house, I couldn't complain. But here's the thing. Let me show you guys the bottle. The reason it was £20 is because the bottle was a little bit damaged. So here's what the bottle looks like. And yeah, it was a little bit damaged around here, and I had to super glue it all back together. Yeah, it doesn't look bad. It doesn't bother me too much. It did bother me at first, but it doesn't bother me so much now since I've fixed it. And you know, if you put it like that, you kind of tell it's broken. So yeah, it doesn't bother me too much. So yeah, this is the bottle design. It's actually really cool. I really like it. The cap, before it got broken anyway, but I'll not speak about that too much. It is cool. It is plastic, so, you know, it is a little bit cheap, I suppose. The atomizer, again, doesn't look that appealing. The bigger bottles do look better, I will say that, but just because this is a 30ml, a lot of heart hasn't been put into it, I can tell, but that doesn't bother me too much because the juice inside is awesome. So we get Force Majeure, Eau de Toilette, Jacques Bogart Paris on there. That's pretty much all there is on the bottle. And we do also get Made in Paris, Made in France, sorry, under there, and 1 fluid ounce, which is actually embossed very nicely. So yes, that is pretty much all there is to this fragrance. Well, not all there is, but I'm going to get into the smell now. So yes, Force Majeure. What can I tell you about this fragrance? Well, it's a green, woody fragrance. It came out in 1998, and sadly, I do not know a thing about the perfume. I don't know who designed it. So, yeah, quite sad, because this is a great fragrance. So, let's get straight into this. Now, I am already wearing a fragrance on both hands, so we'll spray it on here. Sprayer for this is actually pretty good. Sprays very nicely, gives you a good amount of juice. The distribution is also pretty decent. So let's get into Force Majeure by Jacques Bogart. Now, in terms of the notes, in the top we get mint, aldehydes, bergamot, and ozone accords. In the middle we get cinnamon leaves, black pepper, jasmine, and clove. And in the base we get cedar, Gaiac wood, and white musk. So yes, this does have its fair share of notes, some really appealing notes in that, especially the mint, the aldehydes, the cinnamon leaves, that black pepper, and especially that Gaiac wood and the white musk in the dry down. It seems like a very well blended fragrance. So let's get into this. So the first thing that came to my mind the first time I ever smelled this fragrance was how similar it smelled to another fragrance. And it kept on going through my mind. I was just constantly thinking, what does it smell like? What could it possibly smell like? And then I went on to base notes, and I went also onto Fragrantica, and a lot of people were comparing this to a fragrance that I despise, Paco Rabanne 1 Million. Personally, I don't see any similarity to 1 Million whatsoever in this fragrance. Everybody was saying it. Everyone said it. It's literally like an older version or a more mature version of Paco Rabanne 1 Million. Not to me. Not to me. I mean, I understand, I respect anybody else's judgment on this fragrance, but personally for me, I don't think it's like 1 Million. To me, this smells more like Le Male by Jean-Paul Gaultier, personally. It hit me the other day. I was like, you know what, this is actually very similar to Le Male, but there are a few differences. It's like, imagine Le Male by Jean-Paul Gaultier with added oak moss, with a kind of very oak moss vibe, and more mint, and a little bit more of a sort of pine wood smell. That's what it kind of reminds me of. It is, I suppose, when somebody said it was like a mature version of 1 Million, this is more like a mature version of Le Male, easily. But we are going to go through the notes. So in the top, I do get the mint. The mint acts, it just hits you straight in the face. A little bit like it does in Le Male. It's the same type of mint. Hits you straight in the face. But it's not like a sort of Vicks Vapor Rub. It does hit you. But it's minty. There are the aldehydes. I do definitely get the aldehydes. It's just so, like, bold in the opening. I do get maybe the tiniest bit of bergamot, creating a bit of a green citrus. And the ozone accords, I don't really know what that's supposed to smell like, whether it's meant to smell like a forest or something, I don't know. I suppose I do get an outdoorsy, woody smell out of this, so that it could be that. But yes, it's a very nice opening, very minty, a little bit sweet, a bit on the sweet side, but overall it is quite a woody scent, and I do like it. And like I said before, I do get a pine sort of smell out of this, in the opening especially. Even though there's no pine, I don't know. That could be the ozone accords, I don't know. But it's a very pleasant opening, I'm not going to lie. Very nice. And in terms of the middle notes, cinnamon leaves. Now, I don't know. I guess, because whenever I think of cinnamon, I think of maybe, you know, Yopalm. I think of something like, I don't know, just like maybe any cinnamon, like the smell of cinnamon in general reminds me of Christmas, you know? That kind of mulled wine, warm cinnamon smell. I don't really get that type of smell in this. I do get a pepper though, black pepper, definitely. Jasmine, maybe the tiniest bit of jasmine, and the clove, yes, I do get clove. The clove in this fragrance, to me, reminds me of a little bit like the one in Kouros by YSL, Yves Saint Laurent. Does smell a little bit similar to that. Of course, Kouros is a stronger fragrance because it's got the oak moss in there, and it is stronger. This one is more powdery. More powdery and a little bit cleaner. A little bit classier as well, definitely. Yeah, very nice. So I do get a bit of jasmine. The jasmine is there, creating a bit of a powdery floral with that clove. So I do like that a lot. And in terms of the dry down, like this fragrance will last on your skin maybe about 6 hours, 6 or 7 hours, which isn't bad. And it does turn into this sort of white, musky, soft, sort of kind of creamy, woody dry down. It's very unique. But it is. It's like a creamy, sort of soft, but very sweet woody dry down. It's very pleasant. Overall, I think this is a great fragrance. Very under the radar. In fact, I'm the only one reviewing this on YouTube, so I feel very proud to do that. And to review a fragrance like this from the house of Jacques Bogart, which of course is one of my most favourite houses, and for a fragrance which I do like from this house and sadly is discontinued, makes me feel very humble, I guess. So yes, I do hope you've enjoyed this review for Jacques Bogart's Force Majeure. This fragrance came out in 1998. Try and find a bottle of it if you really want to try it. It is worth it. It is, I suppose it's worth a blind buy. Now, I wouldn't always recommend blind buying a fragrance in case you might not like it. But this one, I think you will like, especially those who like Le Male by Jean-Paul Gaultier. If you like that fragrance, you will like this fragrance also. Of course, it is a mature scent, but it is on the classy side, so don't let that turn you off, guys. It's a great scent. And also for $19.99, I managed to find this for a deal. You guys might be lucky too. Of course, I have seen bigger bottles going for very high prices. Of course, this happens to discontinued fragrances. It's annoying when it happens, but it's something we all have to live with. But if you can find a cheap deal, I would recommend it. So guys, thank you so much for watching my fragrance obsession. This has been for Force Majeure by Jacques Bogart. I hope you've enjoyed the review. Please let me know in the comments below what you think of the house of Jacques Bogart, and if you have this fragrance, let me know what you think of it. And thank you so much for watching, guys. Keep smelling good, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye-bye for now.